I thought I'd try that in different countries I go to. The problem is I don't know many other. What's bonjour and bonjour no?
You're gonna have to get the Google out.
Yeah. Hello one and all, and welcome to Italy and the brand new Ferrari Portofino. We're in a new Ferrari!
I know, it's awesome!
Me and James have been partnered up to test out this brand new car. We are in an absolutely stunning hotel, but we have 120 odd miles ahead of us today to explore this region, this area, in a brand new convertible Ferrari. I don't think it's going to be a bad day.
I just noticed my jacket almost matches the
Oh my god, you're blending in.
Almost.
You're like one
if
of those
I had
Instagram
a contrast
people that
stitch,
disappears. Came to this part of Italy with my family at the summer of last year.
As you do.
As you do.
So random.
And so I can actually be your tour guide today.
You can.
This is the historical town of Ostuni, pronounced Ostuni. It's on a hill.
Famous for
being on a hill. The thing was though, when I found out from Ferrari that this is where we were going to be driving the Portofino for the first time, I did think, well, it's a bit weird, because I don't remember coming with my family thinking, oh, what amazing roads there are. But now today I'm starting to realise why, because it is very picturesque.
It is.
But it's a place where you should have cruised.
Well, the nature of this car is very just amble and swan.
Just chill, just cruise, taking the views, have a nice soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle car.
Speaking of soundtrack,
go on.
How much better does this sound than we thought it was?
Yeah! Oh my god, the exhaust is so impressive.
Wicked.
Last night we had a technical briefing where the guy was like, the exhaust goes through 3 tones. You have bass, tenor, and what's
soprano.
Soprano, thank you so much. I thought we were the musical guys. What happened there? And I was like, yeah, sure, mate. It genuinely is.
Sounds brilliant.
Freaking opera going on behind us.
Let's face it, it sounds like a 488.
It sounds like a 488.
Which is a great thing.
Which is fantastic for when cruising through historical Ostuni. Parked up in a beautiful square now, I can finally show you some other Portofinos, because as I mentioned at the beginning, we are in a white and blue one, which I don't think you're going to see too many of. There is a stunning silver with tan interior, a couple of those actually, look, another one just behind us, and then this is the brand new red that they've launched with the Portofino, surprisingly called Rosso Portofino, which was definitely genius, but it's actually really nice. It's like a very dark, almost like a triple layered red. Got another silver one driving in. I have to say the silvers look fantastic when the roof is up. Actually, the silvers look great in general. So this is Albero Bello, which is a very, very famous historic town in this region, and I believe it's where we're having lunch, but I'm a bit confused if I'm honest. But anyway, it's been an amazing morning. I'm excited for food and then even more time in the Portofino. We've been to some pretty amazing press drives. Been to some pretty amazing locations.
Yes.
Have you ever eaten lunch
in the Italian Shire?
amongst hobbits.
I can't say I have. This is
I'm waiting
awesome.
for Frodo to come out. Signor, amore pasta. It's been a pretty insane morning so far. Flodini. And we're now tucking into a lot of pasta, and
We can't really identify, but it tastes amazing.
It tastes amazing, and I'm just hoping it's not going to put us into some kind of carb coma because we have more driving to do.
For sure. So after this is when
we drive.
We drive the good roads.
The good roads.
Yeah. It also looks like the power to weight ratio is going to change significantly after
just because of us.
After ingesting the
We're
amount
bringing
of pasta
3
that's been put in
tons of
front of us.
pasta on.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to dig in on that note. Lunch is over, and interestingly, I'm now going to climb into the boot of a car to do some tracking shots for James. The things we do for YouTube. I really hope I don't vomit all over the front of a Portofino. Anyway, here's my boot. Tracking shots are now done. James has jumped out to film some lifestyle bits of the Italian countryside, and I can finally start to talk to you about my feelings on the Portofino. I realise that if you're watching this video on the day that it's been uploaded, there are probably about 3,000 videos of the Portofino online right now. So I appreciate those of you that are tuning in to this one. I'm going to run through the facts and stats very quickly because I say you've probably seen them in some other videos, and if not, you can find them in other videos. This car is up 40 horsepower from the California T, because yes, it is essentially a revised version of the California T. Don't let the new name and the updated looks fool you. This is a new version of the California. So up 40 horsepower, we're now at 600 horsepower in total and over 700 Newton meters of torque. This thing does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So even if you think that this is the sort of, you know, the wife's or the girlfriend's Ferrari, those wives and girlfriends are going to be very, very quick. This is a proper supercar. However, Ferrari present it as their kind of lifestyle GT. This car is, of course, about driving quickly, but it's not necessarily about driving that hard. It's about enjoying the environment that you're in, you know, taking in the new sound. That new exhaust is so good, and taking in the views. There's no race setting on the Manatino. You only get sport, which is essentially what we've been in all day because it's the best setting for this car. You still get these big gear shifter paddles. You've got a yellow rev counter in this car. It does feel sporty-ish, but it definitely encourages you more to cruise than absolutely thrash it. But either way, whether you're treating the car as a cruiser or as a mountain road blaster, it's bloody awesome to drive. The Portofino has the same electronic power steering system as the new 812 Superfast, and it's a really light and direct feeling. In fact, the whole car is light. It's 80 kilograms lighter than the California T. That's the same weight loss that the 458 experienced when it became the 458 Speciale. It's a big difference, but the car still feels reassuringly planted on the road, which I imagine is quite confidence inspiring for those stepping into a 600 horsepower sports car for the first time. It's just truly a wicked thing. I don't think you're going to be surprised by me saying that. I'm the biggest Ferrari fanboy in the world, and it's been a while since Ferrari made a bad car. It's been a while since really anyone's made a bad car. I find it so hard these days to find things that are wrong with new performance cars. They're all just so good. This new interior is lovely. It's a wonderful place to be. We've got this massive screen that's come over from the GTC 4 Lusso. Makes using everything great. New steering wheel. Seats are very comfortable. And I really like the looks too. I think the car looks more purposeful and aggressive, especially with the roof up. But despite all these positives, despite me thinking the Portofino is epic, I feel like there's something not quite right with it. Something a little hollow. And then it dawned on me. It's the fact it's a Ferrari. Let me explain. Ferrari reckon 70% of people who buy this car will be buying it as their first Ferrari. And I'm not sure they're getting the full Ferrari experience. Having said that, nice to get a bit sideways. This is so good and so complete, but lacking in that sort of Ferrari fizz. If you go back and watch my video from the 812 Superfast launch, I'm giddy like a child. If you see me the week that I borrowed a 488 GTB from the Ferrari factory, I'm giddy like a child. Today, I've had a wonderful time and I've been smiling a lot, but I'm not giddy. It's not a car that I'm going to be begging to get back in. The 812, I cannot wait for the next opportunity to get in it. The 488, I would tear somebody's eyebrows off to have the chance to spend some time in a 488. But this Portofino, I think, will always go down as being a really good, really nice car, but not much more. Does that make sense? Am I being really spoiled? I could be being really spoiled. I'm in Italy on the press launch of a brand new, brilliant Ferrari, but it's just not for me. It's not for me. Anyway, I don't have to buy it because, as I say, I'm lucky enough to be driving it for free, courtesy of Maranello, who I have to thank massively for bringing me out here. I now need to go and find James because I'm sure he's loving filming some old Italian building somewhere, but he probably needs to film this car as well. So yeah, let's go find JWW. Oi oi! Well,
how was that?
One thing I think we can both say is we haven't exactly had a bad day.
There's been worse Monday, yeah, worse Mondays. Yeah.
Worse Mondays. And I think you can also say that Ferrari haven't exactly made a bad car, have they?
Well, this is it, man. Like, I think the number one thing for me is how far it's evolved from the California T.
Yes.
Because on paper it looks like the same car.
Do you not think this is now a little bit more like a supercar?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, rather than
100%.
a sort of, you know, nice convertible, it feels proper.
Yes. Okay. So we were having a chat last night with some of the like PR guys from Ferrari, and a lady's joined us who has never driven a Ferrari before. Okay. And I was saying, like, I'm not sure if this is the right Ferrari for your first experience. And
I was literally thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I think surprisingly our videos might be quite similar.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page.
We spent too much time talking and hanging out in this car. Yeah. Anyway, the clouds have started to come over now. It feels like the day is coming to an end. So that means we could have to cruise slowly towards our hotel and wrap up our time with the Portofino. Incredibly spoiling that we've had this opportunity to be some of the first people to drive this car on the road. Yeah. I think both of us are aware of just how lucky we are to do that.
Incredibly so.
And now we've got to cruise because we're very low on fuel, I'm sorry.
Aren't we just?
Yes.
We've clearly been making up most of our time in this car.
Clearly. Back at the hotel, back at our starting point, James is already unpacking his car. I think he's excited to get on with his edit. I hope you guys have enjoyed this amongst the huge range of Portofino videos that are probably live on the day that this video went live. I hope you enjoyed this angle. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.